What is going on, everybody? I'm Morton, and today we are on the Xbox One Edition version of Minecraft. I haven't touched this in honestly forever because it was upgraded to Bedrock, and then I got Java, which is the best version. But back in the day, I played Minecraft on the Xbox 360 when it came out in 2012, which was 8 years ago. And this is my original world, my first world ever, and we're in my first base ever. We're going to step outside and look at my original world and all of its glory. There's a lot of craziness about this world. And as you can see, it's kind of a mess because I was a kid when I did most of it. And you have pixel arts that aren't even that good. Like you have this Mario that's made of dirt and wool. And then you have a creeper head that's made of like wool and obsidian, so it's really weird. This amalgamation of blocks is my first base. You have diamonds that were duplicated in the original thing for diamond blocks because every kid thinks diamond blocks makes a build look good. Jack-o'-lantern's original netherite. Then I had this redstone trap door that would like knock you down into lava, but then once creative mode was added, I put an end portal in here that doesn't work. So like it's just like stupid. It was a survival world at first, but then eventually it was upgraded to creative, I think. I don't know when, but it was survival for a long time, and then it goes down to bedrock down there. Here was the on a rail, because I got most of the achievements on this world, so there's a really long railway that goes out this way, past a few builds. The world went through a bunch of updates, so it got corrupted at some point, and then all these original biomes got snow, and that's why I kind of stopped playing on this world, because you see right here I built a windmill and like a wheat farm and kind of like a normal forest biome, but it started getting snow absolutely everywhere, and most of the world's actually like that. But I think with duplicated wool I built some stupid memes like the 2012 success kid and then like the 2012 this is Sparta. Like it's very 2012, and you can kind of see that, but like the whole world was getting corrupted with ice and whatnot, and I don't know what happened over here. Here was a base. Also, the original world on a 360 world was pretty small, so I put a fence around what's original and then what's new chunks when I updated it to the actual Xbox One edition. This was just a base that had a lot of cake and the similar trapdoor over lava thing. I don't know why we made these as children, but it was a thing we did. So out here is a Colosseum, and back in the day, me and my friends on the 360 would try and set up mini games. So I think these are like different classes. So you have like the peasant class, you have the Gavin class, one of my dudes who loved gold, the Iron Golem class, the Sniper class, the OG class, Assassin, Creeper, Pyro. Ooh, Pyro sounds kind of cool. The Miner, and the Zombie. The Arena, yeah, so I don't know why there's lapis everywhere, but we made this to battle it out with. I don't know if we actually ever did that, but we had ideas like that. Over here is a TNT. It was like a nuke bunker, and I think if you pull the lever, it might actually blow everything up too. I'm not too sure. We're not gonna blow it up. And then, but you just see the corruption of the world, like snow absolutely everywhere. Some slime, like I guess it's pixel art, but it's like 3D. This was one of the first castles I ever made. Mossy Stone was super rare because you had limited dungeons and a limited world rate. So we duped Mossy Cobblestone because it was kind of a rare block back in the day because you couldn't craft it with vines. I guess you could say that this was then my throne. Back here we had respawn points and then kind of items, because what we would do is we'd do like a castle assault mode where we had this castle and then there was a castle through this town over here. This was kind of like the community town. It was kind of shit. We had like a church, glitched nether portals, like a billboard, and then we made this mountain like a volcano just kind of by pouring lava everywhere. It looks very ugly, but in 2012 it was cool. And then here was the other castle over here. It's not as good, but a crappy castle made for war. Yeah, we would do like castle assault or capture the flag or stuff, so you would have respawn points and then gear in here. So yeah, it was kind of fun. Like you had to make your own mini games on the 360 because you didn't have those like fancy servers like on Java. I think over here we made the Wipeout course. You guys probably know about Achievement Hunter. They did a lot of mini games. I think we were a little bit inspired by them, but we also kind of did some of our own stuff. I don't know if you can actually. Okay. Here's more Nyan Cat, more 2012 stuff. Just easy pixel art you can make as a kid, like Link, Pac-Man. This one was kind of cool. It was like, I think it's an actual chunk, but it's like a diamond ore made into a chunk, and then we would have, it's like a hotel. So like here where you check in, and then you just have beds everywhere. It's kind of a weird build, but I don't know what we were thinking. Spawn's actually pretty cringe, pretty cursed. You have the android thing, which I think was made, it was like in the trailer for the Android edition, Pocket Edition. Gangnam Style, that's how you know it's 2012. These are actually probably the coolest things, these little hot air balloons with the different wool colors. Probably the most creative thing I did back in the day. We have a pirate ship, we have a tree house. Then this, I think this was like my new house, which I guess is still part of the, I mean, it's not that good looking. Let me actually sleep in there because it's going to be nighttime. This is probably one of the cooler things right here. A massive Slenderman pixel art. I think it's using snow, yeah, instead of white wool, and the game told me. I don't know how to make it go away, but yeah, he's there. We have a kind of like an ironclad battleship right here, where I think just made out of duped iron blocks. Like, I don't know what you would do. This was obviously made in creative mode. It's like a bedrock jail. Yeah, so it's a bedrock jail, and basically I think we used it for another one of those mini games where we would like do prison escape, where we'd have people role play as prisoners and then have other people role play to escape. Like, I think down there, let me just bust through. Oh, okay. Well, if we bust out here, I think there was an escape way through the sewers. Or I think that was one of the ideas. You had multiple ways to escape, but you had to like work around the guards. But it would kind of just be all in the name of fun, basically. And then over here, I think we just have more pixel art, like Shy Guy and Boo and whatnot. And then we have, I think this was the one made later on. It was like kind of like, supposed to be kind of like those buildings in Washington, like the Lincoln Monument and stuff like that. But it was like the Constitution. You had your amendments where you don't destroy the server property, and you like dispose of your gear before mini games. And we did things like called the Purge, where we just, because you could do the game without saving, where we basically just grief everything for fun and then not save the game, which is pretty cool. Here we have a pyramid. I believe the inside is pretty cool to this. It's just lava, and then it's lined with gold, so it's pretty interesting. Over here was another mini game. It was an archery game where you would, I think, grab a bow and then have a few points, and then you got points based off of where you shot, and I think you would shoot at each one of the different things to get points. So actually, that's a pretty cool mini game. That was before target blocks. We have target blocks now, so we could do all sorts of redstone with that. Ooh, I almost passed over this building. This is like a courtroom, I think, where the Supreme Minecraft Court, where we would take people. You would have they would go through here. The jury would sit up here. The judge would be right here, and then the person under crimes would be right here. I mean, back in the day, you could only have 8 people online, but you would get your good buddies and you just kind of mess around. So the 360 edition is kind of nostalgic in that way. And then here, I think what I was trying to go for here was a barbarian camp. I'm not really sure. I think this was like a sacrificial pit where you would push people into lava if they disobeyed. But it was pretty cool. And then, as you can see, this was along the world border of the 360. And then one day I upgraded it to the Xbox One edition, is why you see you have new stuff like jungle, new terrain past the world border. And then I eventually did go beyond the world border, but not much was built there. Here we have the most mature thing ever, which was a toilet. Yeah, and then more 2012 pixel art. And then I think here was another minigame inspired by Achievement Hunter, where you'd have to get all of the things on the item frame and then put it on, and you would do like a competition of 2 people. Yeah. Whoa, there's an ocelot right here and a parrot. This isn't a jungle. I think because it's gone through so many different updates that the game is kind of jank. So So over here we were gonna have our new area to the new terrain. As you see, we have a little thing that goes over it. And then we had bases that I kind of made inspired off of the SpongeBob houses, but like you have Squidward's house and then you have Patrick's house, which is the rock. But then this one was just like a fancy house that I made that has nothing to do with SpongeBob whatsoever. But this was going to be our way to adventure into the new realm, which here's when we basically hit creative mode. Most of that stuff was in survival with duped resources. But here's where we absolutely hit creative mode, and then we just kind of made this amusement park called Shrekland. And I think I changed the new world spawn to be right here. So you have like a really cursed alien that looks nothing like Shrek, but you have the entrance looks like a little miniaturette of his swamp. And it's an amusement park, so you come up here, and then ta-da! An amazing new world to explore. So we're going to walk through it. All of the streets are made out of emerald blocks, and these are the old textures, so I guess it's kind of nostalgic if you think about it. But here's the poison apple from Shrek 2. It's the bar and grill, and I guess you use buy potions and drinks in here. And we used the pot as a bar stool, which I actually haven't seen. I don't think anywhere in any videos, but like I don't know how we came up with this. I think it looks like a pretty good bar stool when against like a slab. Like it makes for a pretty good counter. But anyway, you have Puss in Boots like in Shrek 2. You have the movie. So everything here is based off the Shrek movies. While they're good meme movies, they're also good movies. So we just kind of made this whole area. I think this was like the welcome center with the various rules. And then you had Shrek's Yeezys, Shrek's trousers, Shrek's tunics, earwax torch, the onion, and then a Shrek head. And I think this is the map of the area. I actually can't tell, but it looks like it. Let's see what else we got here, because I think there's a lot of references. So this was Fairy Tale Fried Chicken, where if you would hit the button, it would dispense chicken at you. I think this was the Shrek mask store, which is it's just a zombie head. And then we have the various roller coasters. So I think we actually got to go on them. This was Fiona's Food Court. Oh yeah, Swamp Trout, Onions, Skewed Rat. Like they all have creative names. We actually got to go on one of these roller coasters. This was the Duloc Express. So let's just ride it, I guess. It was a 2-lane roller coaster, and then it was made of different concrete. There's a mammoth of a building that we never actually finished, and I don't think I ever will. But yeah, we have a bunch of cool roller coasters. You can see the various colored lines. And the blue one deposits you right here. Oh shit, I'm breaking the track. I don't know how to get out of it in the 360 version. Yeah, the controllers are weird. Here we have Donkey from the Shrek movies, and we have Donkey's Waffle Coaster, which is like, it's like a children's ride, nothing serious, but here's a waffle in Minecraft if you ever wanted one. This is the Ogres Are Like Onions maze. Literally everything here is made off of Shrek. Like, you know when they're walking through the field with the sunflowers? Well, sunflowers are in the game, so we made a maze. Lots of mini games are here. This might... Ooh. I think my brother made this. It's a replica of Shrek's hut. Shrek's bouncy house. Where you would just bounce in here. Is it... Yeah, it's possible to get up. This one was called the Ogre Drive, and it's the green line that goes around, and then it kind of goes up to the top of the Shrek land area. Here, the unfinished building was probably going to be the biggest thing we would have ever built, even if it wasn't creative mode, but it was going to be the Grand Shrek Hotel, and it's going to be... Because you know, like, all those things, like, Six Flags and Disney World and Universal, they all have like massive hotels for people to stay at next to the amusement parks. That's what this was going to be. We were going to have like a casino under it, but we never finished it because just look at the size of it. It's like super huge. But here we have Drury Lane, where they make all of the bread and the cookies, you know, because that's where Gingy's from. We had big fire plates right here, but then one day we were out building somewhere in Shrekland, and then we were like, why is Drury Lane on fire? And then it's because Fire Tick was on, so we had to fix it. This is Pinocchio's wooden coaster, because you know some roller coasters are wooden, others aren't, but because Pinocchio is made out of wood, you have just a simple wooden coaster. I skipped over this, which is probably the funniest thing, and it's Shrek's final performance from the end of Shrek 3, where you have like the little play set where Charming comes out of a clam, right? Honestly, this is like probably the stupidest but also like coolest thing in Minecraft that we've built like back in the day, like on the Xbox One, before Bedrock Edition was even a thing. Here was the Potions Factory, and it was another kind of minecart roller coaster thing where you'd go over the potions, and you had a bunch of potions on the wall. So basically just a bunch of roller coasters. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep or not, but we had more stands. I think the names are the creative part, like Fairy Godmother's Candy Apples. What's over here? Charming's Charred Chicken. Happy Ever After Soda Shop. Grape Soda Pink Lemonade. And I didn't rename them because I was lazy. And then we had to like clear out this whole area. Like all of this was terraformed. I don't know what this one is. The Shreknado. Interesting. Yeah. So we were... Oh yeah, there's also a water park. But we were going to expand it. But there was like a massive jungle right here that we had to clear out. And then put our ground... As you can see, there was a jungle temple over here. But then we were going to make... To see Shrek World. Yeah, we made a water park extension. That's not lit up, as you can see. But the log plume, you know, your standard... What is this? Horn Sailor from Shrek 3 Seafood. That's very specific. I think this was a roller coaster with multiple paths. What was it called? Rumple's Wild Goose Chase. Oh yeah, because in Shrek 4, Rumple's got a goose. So that's why like it would kind of be like a track that like changes, I think. And then you have a goose up here. But it looks more like a Totem of Undying. If you actually look at it. It looks like a white Totem of Undying. But it's supposed to be a goose. And he's got swords, I guess. This one, I think, was probably the coolest roller coaster because it's over the water. And it was called the Deal of a Lifetime. So I guess this was the Shrek 4 area, even though it's Sea Shrek World. Also, this thing took forever to build. As you see, it's a wooden coaster, and it was to the Honeymoon Hideaway. And basically, it was a shit ton of spruce fences to get that classic roller coaster look. Like, if we come out here, it's actually kind of crazy. Yeah. And I think over here is another minigame. Like, we did more minigames, like collecting various items. Again, it doesn't look like we actually finished. But even out here, we're trying to bring the old into the new. But around the Xbox 360 edition, most of the people... around the time when the Xbox One edition came out, most of the people that I played with on the 360, we didn't play together anymore. So it was a lot less people. So I haven't played on this world in honestly forever. Once the Bedrock edition came out, I kind of gave up on this world. But it was my original Minecraft world. What we just went through was like the new area. But the classic area was mainly a survival world. It was survival for a very long time, even though we like kind of duped materials. Because I think in the early 360 days, duping materials was pretty easy. So we duped wool, we duped... also, this pig is super cursed. It's supposed to be a pig, but like it's just faintly reminiscent to be one. But yeah, you have the original town. Like now you see Poggersville and how I can build now. Like look at this jail. It's just obsidian with an iron door. But you see like these 2012 buildings. And I guess like a lot of 2012 buildings look like this. To be fair, back in the day, we didn't have a lot of building options. But I definitely got better as a builder as I grew up. And this world is called Emerald Craft because my Xbox username starts with Emerald. So I guess that's why the roads were lined with emeralds. But yeah, my original base is like so weird looking. Like, I guess the netherrack for fire because it's cool. The diamonds because they're supposedly cool. Random rails. Random tree. Tree farm up here, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. This is just like a little break and easy content video. Pepe.lol's down at the moment because his server has gotten really massive. But it'll be back up soon, and we're going to continue building in Poggersville. I got some cool build ideas. And looking around here has been nostalgic. I guess there's a mini pyramid right here that I didn't see either. There's just so much to explore on this world. It's pretty fun and cool. There's actually a castle up here on top of the volcano. In quotes, volcano. But it kind of sucks that this world got corrupted with snow. You kind of see it like with like 2B2T was corrupted because it's been updated so many times. I think a lot of original Xbox 360 maps have been corrupted over the years because of updates. Basically, if a Minecraft map is super old and has seen a lot of stuff, it kind of just gets weird, as we saw with the random biome terrain. But I guess I'll just end it off here in the pixel art road.